Today, my sister Tanya will be joining me as my audience member through Zoom. COVID-19 has affected the way that we all live our lives in many ways. Traveling was one of the first activities that was completely eliminated due to the pandemic. Now, I personally have not been able to travel in over a year, and it's safe to say that you probably haven't either. So, today I'm going to take you on an 8-minute trip to South America, specifically the country of Ecuador. Now, some of you may have never heard of this country, but today you will be learning about what to be cautious about in Ecuador, must see locations from an insider's point of view, and why visiting Ecuador is a great experience for anyone. Although Ecuador is the fourth smallest country of South America, it has a lot to offer. Now, before you get all excited about this free trip to Ecuador, there are a few things I should caution you about. As you're exiting the airport into the city of Quito, you realize that you can't breathe as easily. This is because Ecuador, Quito specifically, is 9,350 feet above sea level. Sure, it gets a little hard to get used to the breathing patterns, breathing differently, but it gives for stunning views. The way to combat altitude sickness is to rest plenty and to drink and eat food in order to make your body feel more comfortable. Now, in case you don't know, Ecuador got its name due to the location on the equator. At the equator, the earth bulges, and so the location from the sun allows Ecuador to be the closest point on earth to the sun. Now, this could get a little tricky because you go outside and perhaps it doesn't look like you need to wear a whole lot of sunblock, but it's necessary. It's necessary to avoid sun sickness, wear hats, and stay hydrated. Now, staying hydrated is the last point that we're going to be speaking about. It is important to not drink the unfiltered water. In most countries in South America, drinking from the tap is not advised. Bacteria and parasites are in the water because it is not purified. Now that we have those quick cautions out of the way, now we have to talk about must-see locations in Ecuador. The underrated rich indigenous culture is personally my favorite part of Ecuador. The Incas, whose native language is Quichua, inhabit Ecuador and fill it with its rich culture. These Incas have shaman culture, which is infiltrated in many archaeological sites found around Ecuador, such as caves, where many of these shamans are known to have done rituals and continue doing rituals for many generations. Now, shaman culture is interesting because not everyone is chosen to be a shaman. It's something passed on from certain families of certain towns. Only certain families are chosen. These shamans then carry out a very specific diet and a way of life in order to withhold this shaman lifehood. People all over the world also come to Ecuador to attend the indigenous festivals known as the fall and spring equinoxes and the winter and summer solstices. They are definitely a view. I found myself at the summer solstice and seeing each town wear their certain garments and dance in their certain ways in their certain locations together but separate was definitely a sight to see. The next place that I would advise you to visit is called Baños. And although that sounds like the translation of bathrooms, it's actually a small town in the Andes, which has many volcano trails. It has beautiful waterfalls and hot springs, which are heated by the volcanic water, by the volcanoes. The waterfall known as the Pailon del Diablo is my favorite place to go because you climb up a trail alongside the waterfall, and when you see this powerful stream of water coming down, it reminds you how fragile we are as humans and how beautiful Mother Nature is. The next location that is a must see is the Galapagos Islands. The Galapagos Islands is more well known for the evolution icons such as Charles Darwin and his theory of natural selection. The Galapagos Island is known for the endemic biodiversity, such as the giant tortoises, the marine iguanas, and although there has been a lot of overdevelopment, the UNESCO has actually placed it on the list of World Heritage Sites that are in danger. So I believe it's important to invest your money, although it is more expensive, one of the more expensive places in Ecuador. It is worth to see such a beautiful place and to invest your money back into the country in order for them to invest it back into their environment. You are even able to swim with sea lions at the Galapagos Islands. So you might be wondering why Ecuador? Well, Ecuador is economically efficient. $1 translates to a lot of money in Ecuador. Nomadic Matt travel guide stated that one can travel comfortably on $30 to $35 a day in Ecuador. Do you know any place where you could get a big, delicious, home cooked meal with a drink for only $2? Because I personally don't. Although I would not really advise this to anyone, but if you do find a good spot and it's safe, bungee jumping only costs $20, parasailing only costs $10 to $15, and zip lining costs around $10. I think this is pretty economically efficient, but do it at your own risk. Another cool thing about Ecuador is that due to its location on the equator, you're able to experience all four seasons in one country. Do you not enjoy the hot beach Instagram worthy view? Don't worry, you can go to the ice cold mountains of the Chimborazo. Do you like cold, but you don't like freezing cold? Well, then you could enjoy the fall weather of Riobamba. Would you rather find yourself in a spring type environment? Well, then Ambato is the place for you. No matter how you're feeling, no matter what environment you want to find yourself in, what climate you want to find yourself in, Ecuador has it just for you. Now, I'm re-emphasizing on the biodiversity of Ecuador because it truly is a sight to see. Ecuador houses over 6,000 species of orchids. They export coffee, cacao, roses, broccoli, bananas. I've attended a butterfly sanctuary in the Amazon, and I have never seen so many colors and designs to butterflies. Now, just as you were starting to get comfortable in the country of high elevation, you were starting to protect yourself against the sun, doing really good, and you were avoiding the tap water. It's time to head back to the US. Although in this moment in time we can't travel, it is enjoyable to inform ourselves about all the beautiful countries that inhabit planet Earth. It's important to prepare ourselves for the opportunity for when we can travel and discover the world around us. When COVID becomes under control and international travel is allowed again, consider visiting Ecuador. Remember the must-see locations from an insider's point of view, and consider the reasons why Ecuador is a great experience for everyone. Thank you.